Hello everyone, my name is Shian from SMK Convent muar. I recently just finished reading a book titled My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry by Frederick Backman. The book was originally in Swedish, but what I read is the translated English version. I read it through ebook, so I don't have the book with me right now, but here's an image of the book. It contains 400 pages and it is a realistic fiction story. First and foremost, there are actually two characters I'm going to give a short summary about, which is Elsa, the granddaughter, and her grandmother. First, Elsa. Elsa is a 7-year-old girl who is learning about the life of the people around her. At home, there is a constant buzz of sound and arguing as Elsa's parents are fighting and filing for a divorce. Instead of being at home, she enjoys spending time with her grandmother and listening to stories. But at last, she has to learn to fend for herself when her grandmother suddenly passed away due to cancer, leaving behind a bunch of letters for old friends that Elsa has to deliver. Next, the grandmother. The grandmother is very close to Elsa, though she isn't close to Elsa's mother, which is why they are constantly arguing. The reason they aren't close is that she, Elsa's mother, worked as a doctor, thus not having a lot of time to spend at home together with her family as her child grew up. The grandmother wishes that the mother could have been a bigger part of her daughter's life, though she realizes that it's way too late. To not let her granddaughter feel alone, she spends most of her time together with her granddaughter. That's all for the short summary of the two characters, which is Elsa, the granddaughter, and her grandmother. And let's move on with the plot of this book. First, there's lots of conflicts to go around in this book, both internally and externally. The main character is actually dealing with the loss of her grandmother, which happens in the very early of the book, so it's not a spoiler. But the whole book is about her trying to find a way to cope with that loss. There's the internal conflict, but there's lots of external conflict because of what the grandmother has done before she passed. Is leave lots of little puzzles and letters apologizing to the people she has wronged, which is the people that her grandmother has wronged. So, what does Elsa has to do? She has to go around, retrieve those letters, and deliver them. And every time that she does, she ends up having a long conversation, learning about her grandmother as a young adult and as a person before she knew her grandmother as her grandmother. So she gets to learn about her grandmother as a whole new person, despite she just lost her grandmother, which is so amazing of her, told from the point of view of Elsa, whose observations of adult behavior are hilariously candid and insightful. The grandmother follows Elsa as she navigates a world without her grandmother in it. She despairs that her life will never be the same, and it won't. But her wise grandmother finds a way to help Elsa discover a new purpose. That's all for the plot of the story, but in my opinion, the pacing of the story is terrific, moving the reader through the story effortlessly and not easily get bored, despite it almost having 400 pages. I recommend this book to anyone who likes realistic fiction, books about family, close relationship, overcoming loss, as this main character is doing. Books like House Arrest by K.A. Holt or The Running Dream by Wendelin van Draanen, which have a similar category of this book. If you like either of those, I guarantee you'll like this one as well. Absolutely love it. It is such a sad yet heartwarming story. I hope you all enjoy my book talk. That's all from me. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.